everybody, welcome to 풍납도성, and today we would like to give you a tour around this place and give you some explanations. I think you will be very looking forward to go inside and see a lot of different things. However, before you go inside, I would like to give you brief explanations about the background informations. Now, these background informations will help you to understand and learn more during the tour, so please listen carefully. I would like to talk about what to성 is. This place is also a to성. Tosangs were usually built in the period that was a very long time ago. In this period, Korea was divided into three countries, which is 고구려, 백제, and 신라. These three countries had a lot of fights. It is mainly because there were three countries in this small land, which is Korea. Therefore, they needed a tool to protect their countries from other places. Now, at that period, there were also brick walls, but it was very hard to have brick walls all over the country. Therefore, there is this earth wall. Tosan is the earth wall. Now, earth is very easy to find. You can go outside and see earth everywhere and soil everywhere. Therefore, people made this wall out of soil. There are many other tosangs all over the place in Korea because this tosang was built in Baekje, but there were other tosangs in 고구려 and 신라 too. However, this particular tosang in Baekje is important because there were a lot of artifacts found in this place. These artifacts told us a lot of things about the period that these three countries had fought. Now, our speaker next will talk more about these artifacts. And this place is also one of the most biggest tosangs in Korea. Therefore, if you go inside, you can see many other important things, and I hope you would learn more things. Now our next speaker would talk more deeply about this place.
So now we are going to talk about the location of 풍납, history about 풍납, and Han River. So let's start. First of all, I will show you a picture of 풍납도성, 풍납. Here is the 풍납. It is on 풍납 village. And in 1963, January 21, it became a treasure of Korea. So I'm going to talk about why this place is important for Baekje people. Before we talk about this place is why important for Baekje people, you have to know about Korean history. Before, Korean peninsula was divided by three countries. It is called Baekje, 신라, and 고구려. I will show you a picture. It was looking like this. And we could find there is one line. It is called Han River, and this place was optimum for everything. For 고구려, 백제, and 신라, because it is river, they could export or import with other country, China or Japan, and also there is a lot of water and it has a fertile land. They could agriculture well. So it had a lot of work for take this land for their publics. So Baekje people built the 풍납 for protect their people and protect their land. Because this place has a lot of work, the owner of this land was changed easily. And now it only left 2.1 kilometer, like this much, but archaeologists think it was 3.5 kilometer long.
This earthen fortification had been hidden for a long time after the fall of Baekje, but it appeared in the world ironically thanks to the natural disaster in 1925. There was a heavy flood in 1925, and the flood revealed this earthen fortification and the relics around there. For example, there were tracked with handle, a weapon, a golden belt, and a tile decoration, and etc. From these things, people could tell that this earthen fortification was so valuable site. In 1964, a professor named Warren King at Seoul National University started to find out this valuable site again. Although it was not a full-scale excavation, it was the first time that 8 sites, including relics, were excavated. From these excavations, he insisted several things as follows. First, the construction and character of this fortress was presumed to be the remains of the 5th century after the war until 475 when Baekje moved its capital to Gwangju. Second, the fortress was regarded as a residential area for the majority of residents, not a military building for simple defense. There was a ridiculous incident in 1997. The academic research team was conducting a survey at the site. Around the 풍납도성, construction was underway to build apartments, but the construction company was blocking access to the public and installing high blocks. But the research team came into the construction site, and they found plenty of fragments of earthenware from Baekje period here and there. In an area where it is highly likely to be excavated, the construction company did not report the excavation of the relics in fear of the authenticity of suspension of the Heritage Administration and the excavation of 풍납도성. Fortress was urgently carried out from then, and in 1999 the east walls were excavated and huge amounts of relics such as earthenware, tiles, bricks, and foundation stones were excavated there. Please note this earthenware carved with the letters Taebu, which was the name of Baekje of the high civil official in Baekje.
There are many relics in Pungna Rampur that are very common in old days, so that are important to know specific lifestyle at the time. So I would like to introduce about many common objects that are relics now that people would use in Pungna Rampur at Baekje period that existed in Three Kingdoms period. First one is a wheel to make a ball of thread. The wheel is a hole in the center of its round body. So after putting a stick in this hole, when the original material of the thread is turned with the stick, the fiber will be twisted and make a yarn. So most of them are made of dirt, but sometimes those are also found too. So also, some of the clay objects are engraved with patterns. Moreover, there are also many potteries that are found, like non-pattern potteries or coin pattern potteries. So, and also other earthenwares that have diversity of patterns. To explain, in the area of Gyeongdang, which had numerous relics of excavation that predicted as a ritual facility, the large warehouse was found. So, and in there, a number of Chinese glazed pottery was found, along with a number of Baekje pottery, and also among these potteries, a coin pattern pottery that engraved pattern with coin was found too. What's interesting is that an investigation of internal soil has identified the bones and teeth of pufferfish and other fish. So furthermore, it is about a part of how people lived during the time. So the confirmed bones of Chinese potteries and seafood are important materials to show the lifestyle of Baekje kings and people of Pungna Rampur at the time. And before I talk about whale, I would like to tell you about the characteristics of relics found in various whale-like peaks.
Large quantities of earthenware pieces and animal bones were identified in the pit, and in particular, more than 10 head bones of cattle and horses have been identified, and pots and other vessels have been confirmed too. So we can guess that earthenware is used during the ancestral rites, and the animals that were killed were discarded after the ritual. The important thing is that cattle and horses are very valuable, in fact, that they are used as a transportation and farming tool. And the killing of such animals has enough possibility of sacrificial rites. Like this, also in the well were layers of earthenware, indicating that it is not just a ware for drinking water. And in addition, the restoration and verification of the earthenware identified that there is a trace of intentionally breaking the surface part of the pottery. And you can consume that some kind of ritual were held near or in the well, and that the pottery was deliberately broken and thrown in the well.
Now, let's talk about the restoration project of 풍납 Rampart. So, because 풍납 Rampart is very important on Baekje's history, the Korean had the responsibility to rebuild and restore this 풍납 Rampart. So, Seoul divided this 풍납 Rampart into 5 categories, 5 areas. The first area is where it is already purchased, so it is Seoul's one. The second is the place where it needs to be purchased. The third one is the Baekje cultural area, which is not destroyed. The fourth is the place already destroyed by skyscrapers or some roads and other things. However, these 2 areas, which is the second and the third area, had to be compensated to residents who lived here. And this restoration project is already ended in 2020, so I like to see the completed rampart. We can also talk about the name of 풍납 Rampart. This 풍납 Rampart name was Gwangju Pungnamli Tosong. However, since 2011, it changed to Seoul Pungnapdong Tosong. So it is different because the former one was in Gyeonggi-do. It means Gyeonggi-do's rampart, but the latter one means the Seoul's rampart. So the rampart in Seoul. Actually, this Pungnap city was from Gyeonggi-do. However, it was changed to Seoul in 1963. So the name of the rampart was not changed for 48 years. Now, this is the end of our 풍납 Rampart tour. Thank you for listening to us, and I hope you had a great time today. We talked about some rampart or histories or artifacts or other things. Have a good time. Bye bye.